Hey, I'm Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about how to use the LinkedIn search feature to track down companies that you're interested in working with and would maybe like to pitch your services to. I'm actually going to hop on LinkedIn and share my screen so I can show you exactly how I do this, and I'm doing this using a basic free account, so you do not need to pay for Sales Navigator or Premium or anything like that. If you are a client-based business, these tips and strategies will apply to you, whether you're a freelancer or a consultant or coach or whatever. I'm going to show you how to track down leads on LinkedIn. Okay, let's jump in. I'm going to show you my screen. All right, so we are on my LinkedIn page, and there are three main methods I want to show you when it comes to using the LinkedIn search box. So we're going to start up here, and because I'm a writer, I'm going to be using that for my examples, but you can apply this to whatever line of work you are in. I'm going to go up here, and let's say my niche is, let's use my real niche, which is fitness. I search fitness, and then what I'm going to do is filter by companies. So I searched my niche, and then I filtered by companies. This is obviously giving you a list of companies that somehow have to do with fitness. What I would then do is start going through each of these companies. I would visit their website and make sure that they already have a blog set up, because I do not reach out to companies that don't already have a blog. And then I would come back to LinkedIn, connect with one of their employees, and strike up a conversation. So this is one of the first ways I will start to source leads, because it just very quickly gives you tons and tons of results to look through. We've got 100 pages of results here, and it gives you a wide variety of companies to work with, but they're going to fall within your niche. So that's the first thing you can do. I'm going to go back to the home page, and we're going to start fresh. Searching by companies is one approach. The second approach that I will take is to search by people. Now, you could search your niche again to see what kind of people work in your industry. For example, if I were to search fitness, and then I'm going to filter by people, everyone who shows up in search results is in some capacity going to work in the fitness industry. But I want to get a little more specific than that. So as a writer, when I'm reaching out to prospects, to potential clients, I will very often go for someone who has a title like director of content or editor or content manager. And that's because that's usually the person who manages a company's blog. So they're the one that I want to pitch my services to. What I will do then, let's start over. We could search as an example, director of content, hit enter, filter by people. And what LinkedIn is going to show me is people who have that title. So these are people I could directly connect with. First, I would want to see who they're working for, what company. So we've got Vegas PBS, Marie Claire, which is awesome. And I want to make sure they're working with a company that I could see myself working with. But this is a great way to go straight for an individual as opposed to going for the company first. Both are good approaches, they're just different. Now, we can get even more specific, or more tailored, I should say. Let's start fresh. Another way to use LinkedIn search is it's using something called Boolean Searches. I have a whole video on this, so I'm not going to get into too much detail now. I will link to that video in the description below. But I want to show you one way to use Boolean searches, which essentially means that we use what are called modifiers to make our search more tailored. Now, I know that the person in a company who manages the blog, they can go by any number of titles. Like I mentioned, they might be called an editor, they might be a content manager, content director, director of content. There are all sorts of names. And of course, I could go and start searching each of these individually, but I can save myself some time by using a Boolean search. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to type editor, and then in caps, or content manager, or director of content, and I could keep going. and in between each title, I would put in caps or. And then I would go filter by people. And by using the word or in between all of these titles, I'm telling LinkedIn that everyone who shows up in the search results, I want them to have at least one of those titles. So LinkedIn is going to show me a wide variety of people, but they're all going to fall within at least one of these titles that I specified. And I want to show you here the difference in our search results. So if we were to search, oops, give me one moment. If we were to search only editor, it's giving us 4.7 million results, which is a ton already. But when we search using a Boolean search, putting or in between those titles, watch what happens. We go from 4.7 to 9.9 million. And that's because we told LinkedIn that the people in search results can have this title or this title or this title. So there's more variety, okay? Filtering by companies, filtering by people, and then more specifically using Boolean searches. All of these right here are filters. So you can filter by a number of different variables. And then also, if you go under here, there will be even more. So sometimes what I like to do is I will type my niche, so fitness, and I will filter that by companies, but then I want to get more narrow with the types of companies that I'm looking for. You can click on all filters, and under the industry, more specifically, maybe I want to look in health, wellness, and fitness, and then sports, hospital and healthcare and hospitality, not too much what I'm looking for. And maybe I only want to pitch companies in the US. And I don't like to work with companies that are super small because they typically don't have the budget they need to pay me my rates. But the bigger the company, the harder it tends to be to get in touch with the person you need. So I might do 51 to 1,000 and then show results. And that right there, let's go back. We started with 131,000 results. And once we added those filters, it dropped us to 1,200. Those numbers are a good thing. When the numbers go down, and I'm talking about the number of search results here, that's good. People will sometimes see this and they'll think, oh, I don't have as much to work with. First of all, you don't need 131,000 companies to contact, okay? And second of all, we want to narrow down who we're reaching out to. We don't want to reach out to everyone and anyone. Get specific with who you're prospecting. That's a good thing. Get specific, have certain requirements, certain boundaries. Ultimately, it's going to give you a more qualified, targeted pool of leads, and your conversion rate, meaning the number of clients you end up closing, that's going to go up because you were way more intentional about who you're reaching out to. All right? So when these search results drop, don't let that discourage you or concern you. That's a good thing. So in just a few minutes, you learned 3 broad ways to track down leads on LinkedIn. You can search by company, you can search by people, and you can use Boolean searches to get really laser focused. And within these 3 strategies, there are countless keywords and combinations of keywords that you can use to generate more search results. This is one of the reasons why I am so obsessed with LinkedIn. It has helped me connect with so many of the right people. These are people that I strike up a conversation with. We end up working together. Many of them become long-term clients. So really, a lot of the revenue that I've generated in my business is largely thanks to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a huge part of what I teach in my program, Revenue Spark, which is where I show freelancers and other client-based businesses how to land high-paying clients. If you'd like to learn more about Revenue Spark, I will drop a link in the description below where you can find more detail on the program, and if you'd like to talk more, you can book a call with me. Also, I have a bunch of videos on how you can use LinkedIn to generate leads and land clients, so I'm going to drop a few more links below this video if you're interested in learning more about this platform specifically. As always, I would really appreciate your support if you could give this video a thumbs up before you go, and if you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so that you are alerted every time I upload new content. And thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in the next video.